Ethan McCauley. Ethan plays bridge. I hope you're here to watch 3 hours of some fun club game. So we're playing the Thursday night game. It's basically a replacement for our offline club game. Most of the players at the club are about intermediate level players. Alad and I are a little more advanced than that, so we usually do quite well in this game. And we go into every game expecting to win, with a chance that maybe we might come short. But uh, today we're on a 2 game win streak. We won on Tuesday and we also won on Thursday. So I'm hoping that we keep the streak alive. All right, so looks like the game has started. Um, we play, as you may know, a strong club system. We opened a little lighter than normal, but we don't open 5 counts. So I'm passing here, and I'm going to say hi to my opponents. My opponents are Carol and Karen. Hello, Carol and Karen. All righty. Oh, so 3 passes to West, who's probably going to open the bidding if I've got a 5 count. I hope West passes or North passes. West passes. I'm North. Okay, 1 club, and I expect to pass for the rest of this auction. So let's quickly get started on explaining sort of what we're going to be doing today. So again, I play strong club system. It's not exactly standard, so I'm going to be explaining my bids, especially my artificial or unusual bids as we go through. I'll also be explaining both the agreements that we have on defense, so explaining what the cards mean, as well as my logic and my thought process throughout the hand. So this first hand, we're going to be defending against 3-no trump, partners on lead. In an auction like this, he'll be very likely to lead a major suit. East bypassing one of a major means that East probably has no 4-card majors. East might have 1 4-card major. The 5 of spades lead by our agreement is 4th best, and certainly Alad has at least 4 spades here. So by the rule of 11, there's 6 spades higher than the 5 here. So I couldn't consider unblocking on the second round of spades. For now, I want to play my lowest spade spot, which is encouraging. We play upside down count and attitude. So I have a decision to make on the second round of spades, which is whether or not to unblock. But here on the first club, I see no reason not to play low. We play reverse Smith trick 2, so this low club indicates that I like the suit. So the 8 running probably means that Alad has the jack or another high club. So I am expecting him to win this trick and probably continue on spades. The only question is, do I unblock that queen of spades? Now, he's shown up with, what, 4 points? I have 5 points. Dummy's got quite a good hand here. So I think that the right thing to do here is unblock the queen of spades, because if partner had, I think that that club suit being worth 2 tricks will set East up for a lot more. The East is Alad is a strong favorite to hold the jack of spades, because Alad has 3 spades at this time. East has 1 spade. Looks like they're playing all the suits. Of course, I will just follow suit in the minors. So it looks like East started with 5 diamonds. If East has 5 diamonds, then that's 5 diamond tricks, 3 heart tricks, 2 spade tricks is 10. So it would have been correct to hold on to my queen of spades in the off chance that East did have the jack of spades. And if East had the Jack of Spades, East is going to claim right now. I expect that's not going to be the case. Now, if you look at my heart and club holdings, I have the club guard, and I would also have the heart guard had East not discarded a heart from dummy. I would have always had a relevant holding. So here I'm going to win my king of clubs and then play my 10 of spades, which I expect to probably go around to partner's jack. Now, I had to guess on the spade there, but it might have been wrong to guess. Uh, Perhaps I could have gotten a clue as to whether or not partner had the jack of spades, either by having a different agreement in Alad's second spade card or by noticing something that I didn't. But I think I made the right choice. Not that it mattered in the end. So that was three no trump making four. It looks to be a very normal contract. West had a 19 count, so the normal thing to do is to rebid two no trump over your partner's bid. Had East bid one diamond with five diamonds to the ace queen, West would have bid two no trump, and East easily raises it to three. Similar. Okay, so next hand, Alad's opening the bidding. One heart, five plus hearts, 10 to 15 points. I don't have a game force. I'm a little short, so I'm going to bid one no trump, semi-forcing. And what this bid means is, first of all, it denies four more spades. Alad likes the queen of spades unblocked there, so he wasn't trying to encourage me to unblock, but I think it was the right thing to do. So Alad will pass with a minimum balanced hand, and if he has such a hand, we're unlikely to be making three no trump here. It's possible. So I get to play one no trump, and I'm going to try to take as many over tricks as I can. I think that there's a good shot of it. I'm very close to. I'm an invite hand, so he's denying the invite by passing one no trump. There are hands where we're going to take nine tricks and there's nothing the opponents can do to stop us. But because his one heart could be a little lighter than other people's one heart openings, he's promising 10 or 11 points as opposed to 13 or 12. We are not guaranteed to be making a game here. So I'm happy to bid the cheap invite with one no trump. Looking at partner's dummy, um, this is actually a pretty good hand for playing three no trump. But the diamond lead is pretty dangerous. The reason I say that is because it's attacking our weakest suit, which is diamonds. And the jack of diamonds, even if it holds the trick, uh, will remove my king of diamonds as a stopper. I think what I have to do is play low from dummy, and then uh, we'll see what West plays. If West plays something like the queen of diamonds, I can consider doing something different. But here, I'll win my king of diamonds, run my clubs, and then hope that our opponents make some favorable discards. There's no reason to attack hearts or spades first, because if our opponents can take 4 or 5 diamond tricks right now, along with their 2 spades, I'm taking 7 tricks anyway. So this will only net us tricks to force our opponents to discard. I don't know what their carding is. I should have asked. It's the best thing to do to ask. But a lot of the time, the opponents just tend to play their low cards up the line. They don't really play reliable count. So I instead am just going to be looking at the suits they choose to discard. One inference is that opponents are afraid to discard from holdings they think might be valuable. I'm guessing that if West doesn't have connection problems here, West is considering, okay, so West doesn't have connection problems here, or if they did, they've been resolved. So I'm going to play my clubs off the top and keep my eyes open for my opponent's spot cards. Now I have to decide what I want to discard on my clubs as well. So I have a lot of spades to lose. I think what I might do is discard spades from dummy because I have the 9 in hand. If our opponents go ace, king, and a spade, thinking it'll be good, they'll be wrong. So we've got a low diamond from West. And now I'll throw off some of these long hearts. A second diamond from West. Interesting. I wonder if East was leading the 10 of diamonds from ace, queen, 10, 9, something like that. Now our opponents have both held on to a lot of hearts. So worst case scenario, East gets in, cashes 4 diamond tricks, and then they win their ace, king of spades. I can't accept that happening. So I'm going to play my ace of hearts now, and then hope that the ace will drop the king here, something like that, or the king will pull the ace. If West is down to a bunch of spades, I'm well positioned. That heart is now good. Interesting. So this queen of diamonds might block the suit. I think I might get a trick here. Indeed, dummy's good. No, no, I lied. Uh, West started with a lot of diamonds. So I took 8 tricks there. I don't see how I can do better on the diamond lead. The 10 of diamonds was a remarkable lead. Looking at this double dummy, uh, well, it certainly put me under a lot of pressure. It ended up being a much better lead for them than something like a low spade, but a low spade would have been fine. So partner's opening 3 hearts here, and he can be weak for this bid. But I have a very good hand for him. If he has 7 low hearts, we've got one, two, three, probably 10 tricks easily in 4 hearts. And 3 no trump is a risk on a spade lead, and I can't afford to take that risk. So I'm going to go 4 hearts here. Um, I don't have any long running suits, so I don't think we're likely to miss a slam here, even if he's at the top of his range. Um, it's possible 3 no trump plays better if he has something like the queen of clubs, but it's better to be safer here and just go 4. I would expect 4 hearts to be a normal contract here. If Alad doesn't have a normal 3 hearts opening bid, he probably has a normal 2 hearts opening bid, and he's overbidding. But either way, you would want to go to 4 hearts with this hand. Alad correctly asking the opponents about leads and carding. Of course, they play standard. I don't think the 10 of diamonds from ace 10-5 is a standard lead against 1 heart pass, 1 no trump semi forcing. I think the 2 of spades would have been, but it worked out for them, so I can't criticize. Mm. So Alad actually has the best possible hand. Uh, he has a hand that has us making 6 hearts. So unfortunately, my optimistic predictions about the likelihood of us missing a slam were very skewed by the fact that the secondary source of tricks was in partner's hand and not mine. Him being 6-5 and his 5 card suit being completely covered by my solid diamonds makes 6 hearts a strong favorite. Even if hearts, as they are here, are 4-0, Alad can still pick up the suit with a double finesse in the suit, as long as diamonds are not also 4-0. So uh, if he would expect everybody else to be in slam, he might try to play this safely, assuming that the best result would be um, to have East rough with a diamond void here. But knowing that most people are going to be in 4 hearts on this hand, you just play what will get you the most number of tricks, which is crossing in diamonds and risking, I don't know, it's a very mild risk, but risking only making 4 or something like that. So here Alad's got the rest of the tricks. It's easy to misplay the suit if you start with the king or queen of hearts from your hand, because then when West shows out, you can't actually take 2 roughing finesses into the hand. You only have 1 small heart and dummy along with the ace of hearts. So Alad's play of the ace of hearts first was a very good technical play, which I think a lot of intermediate or newer players would miss. So this isn't going to be a bad board, even though I think there might be 1 or 2 pairs in slam, and I would expect everybody to be in 4 hearts. Oh, these are 3 board rounds, so this is the last hand of the round. And with 4 minutes left in the round, might as well play it all out. Oh, and Noble Poise, thanks for enjoying the stream if you're tuning in again. Uh, Glad you like the broadcast. So, if Alad was in 6 hearts, the correct line would have been to duck a spade earlier. That would ensure that he could win the final trick of the slam with the 7 of diamonds. But being in 4 hearts, the extra over trick isn't worth anything. So no beer for him. If you're unfamiliar, the 7 of diamonds is the beer card, and we are hoping to score some beers. So let's look at the results from some of the other tables. On the first board, 3 no trump making by East ended up being an above average board. Of course, everybody's in 3 no trump on those cards, but holding it to 10 tricks was much better than letting them make 11. There's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 top tricks. On a spade lead, there's no way to do any better, especially if I unblock. But even if I don't unblock, we still get the ace, king of clubs, and a spade. They have to hope that Alad or myself hold up both of us on the first round of clubs. If that's the case, they run away with 11 tricks. That did not happen at our table. We took our tricks, so we got a good board. On the next hand, I made 8 tricks and no trump. Looks like that was a pretty good result. It beat all the people who weren't in no trump. Of the people who were in no trump, everybody else was in 3. It's 11 high opposite, a very good 11 high, but nonetheless 11 high. And it looks like one person was down in 3 no trump, but 2 others made. Looking at the double dummy result, 3 no trump by South is always down on a normal 4th highest diamond lead, so long as the defense is correct, because there's only 6 club tricks to run along with the ace of hearts and the diamond stop. So we got a good board there, even though we didn't bid the game. At match points, you don't need to bid all the games. You just need to get a good score and take as many tricks as you can. On this last board, looks like nobody ended up bidding slam, at least yet, and only one other pair bid 4 hearts and managed to take 12 tricks, and that was Thierry Henry. Fun player. So if you ever meet him, he's a lot of fun. I always enjoyed my hands against him. So overall, this ended up being a very good round for us. I thought we played it well. We didn't get all the match points on any of the boards, but we got most of the match points on all of the boards. And that's all you can ask for in a game of match points. If you're swinging too much, then if you are a stronger pair than the rest of the field, you're going to be costing yourself some tricks. Overall, we didn't do anything too unusual there, even though we were the only pair in 1 no trump. We didn't do anything too unusual, and I think that rewarded us with some very good match point scores, just taking a few more tricks in the spots that normal people, or sorry, other players got to. So that was very good. John and Trish here. Hi. So it looks like they have a copy paste announcement, which is good form. They play standard American, standard lead, standard carding, and we play precision. All right. So playing precision, I've got 11 points. This is not an opening bid playing standard or 2/1, but it absolutely is. And I'm going to bid 1 diamond here. It absolutely is playing precision. With these marginal 11 counts, you want to be happily opening the bidding and preventing your opponents from having constructive auctions. So it looks like we're going to be uncontested here. We'll see what Alad chooses. Exactly what I wanted to hear. Over 1 spade, I'm going to bid 2 spades. Was precision misspelled ironically? It was not. I blame my apple juice. So with a balanced minimum, I'm bidding two spades here. Uh, Had I had an unbalanced raise of one spade with four spades and some shape outside, Alan and I have some custom agreements that allow us to narrowly define our hand to show shortness in particular suits and specify our strength in one bid. Alan's waiting over two spades. He's thinking about making a game try, I'm sure. Um, we have choices as to how we make our game tries here. Excuse me. So if he goes three spades, which is a normal game try, he's asking mostly about my trump strength, um, though the strength of my whole hand also plays a factor. Um, if he bids three clubs, three diamonds, or three hearts, it's what's called a short suit game try. He's showing shortness in that suit, and he's hoping that encourages me. This is none of those things. It's four clubs. What is four clubs? We don't really have an agreement as to what four clubs is because it's not four no trump. Um, what's four clubs? I'm not really sure what four clubs is. I think he's trying to cubid clubs. I have nothing to cubid. I'm going to bid four spades. I don't think it's key card uh, or exclusion key card. It's probably some kind of cubid, I think. I hope it's not exclusion key card Blackwood for clubs. No, I think we're not going to get a director call on any tanks after he jumps to four clubs. So here I'm interpreting four no trump as key card, and I have one with a queen, so we bid 1430, so one key card. If he bids five diamonds, that's a queen ask, and I think that's a very likely bid from him because I have the queen of spades. He's missing it. If he only has a four card spade suit or a five card spade suit, that'll make the difference between bidding a slam and bidding five spades. So this is the queen ask. So over five diamonds, I do have the queen, and that commits us to slam. So I'm bidding not five hearts, not five spades, uh, but queen of spades, king of clubs. For what it's worth, it also denies the king of diamonds and king of hearts. With one of those kings, I would have bid five hearts or five no trump. So Alad has a clear picture of my hand at this point. Four clubs might have been some kind of splinter bid. I don't know. We'll see when we see Alad's hand. So it looked to be the start of some kind of qubit sequence. As it turns out, six spades is the correct contract. Alad did a very good job of guiding us there. Um, he gets to play it, so he has to suffer through this. But this shouldn't be that complicated of a hand to play. The first thing he'll do is take a spade finesse. So I expect him to run the jack of spades, and then if it holds, continue with the spade to the 10. The spade finesse working makes this hand very simple. Um, After that, he can try roughing hearts and dummy, and then he might have to give up a club in the end. If the spade finesse loses, Alad needs to do something about that long club in dummy, and I expect him to be reversing the dummy at this point. Is it makeable on a 5-0 spade split? Um, my answer is yes, it is makeable on a 5-0 spade split. It requires Alad probably to anticipate a 5-0 spade split before he sees it coming. Um, if he plays a spade to the 9 right now, he might catch on it and then he might be able to figure out a way to make it. So if spades are 5-0 on side and West holds all the spades, then you might be able to take two spade finesses, ruff both hearts. If clubs are 3-3, you'll get, oh, the king of spades being on side is quite the blessing. So Alid, um, all of our spades are high spades with the exception of the king of spades. So Alid can afford to ruff both hearts and dummy. And so he'll play another spade back to the queen at this point. So I think he will cover with a queen and ruff with the seven of hearts. Hopefully spades are 3-2 here. If they're 4-1, as they are here, we've got quite the adventure ahead of us. The good news is that I expect Alid to still make it at this point. Well, so why do I say that? First of all, Alid will always ref this heart in dummy because he doesn't have enough entries to do things like uh, set up the diamonds. The diamonds being 3-3 would be nice, but you can also make it if, say, East has four diamonds and four clubs. If East has four diamonds and four clubs, you can squeeze East in those suits. Um, what's probably going to happen here is Alid's going to try to score uh, as many clubs as he can, win the king of diamonds, give up a club trick, and then score the last two spades as some kind of trump coup. So he's going to play a club to the king. I think he's going to play a club back to the ace, and then advance a club towards his queen. And then if West roughs, that's a loser on a loser. If West discards, then Alid can give up a club later. So I think what might have been better was for Alid to actually play the ace of clubs first and then advance clubs. That protects more against a singleton club in West's hand. But I don't think West has a singleton club here. I think it's much more likely West has, oh no. Okay, so West with the singleton diamond throws a wrench in the plans a bit. So here Alid is going to ruff, pull the last trump, and then has to hope that either clubs are 3-3 or that somebody with four clubs is also squeezed in diamonds. Um, so it doesn't look like there's any diamond squeeze going on. So at this point, it's down to hoping the club will fall. Cross your fingers, kids. So that was tragic. He could have made that. Had Alid played for that exact distribution, he cashes three clubs, gives up a diamond, and then no, he can't make that, at least not reasonably. So I have a bad 10 count and I'm vulnerable, so I pass in first seat even though I'm playing precision. Yeah, of course, there was a pretty ending you were hoping for. We were all hoping for it. And of course, nobody else bids this excellent, excellent slam. So that just goes to show that playing match points against a field who does different things than you, you're going to get some bad boards even when you do the right thing. So Alid advancing two clubs here is a very strong overcall bidding that. Unfortunately, I don't have much of a bid myself. So um, what should I consider? Um, hmm, I'm going to try double. I just don't see a way to compete over three hearts here. And I don't have confidence in a double, though sometimes a double works. I'm just going to go through the double dummy line on this hand. So Alid, of course, was playing great up until this point. At that point, he needs to, I don't know, It's a trump coup, but it's a double dummy trump coup. So it's hard to see coming. Looking here, Alad leading the ace of spades, and I have the queen. I'm going to encourage. I don't know if Alad does have the king of spades, but given that he bid two clubs vulnerable there, he probably does. So hopefully this will work. He might have led the ace of spades hoping I had something for my double. I don't. Nonetheless, if that's from a doubleton, I'll play a spade up and then Alad can get a ruff. But that's not to be. So here I'll play three and then two of diamonds because I have the ace of diamonds and I don't have the ace of clubs. We play suit preference there. He, of course, has the ace of clubs as I expected. John started with 6 hearts, some number of spades. Now I have the ace of diamonds and queen of hearts coming, but that might not be good enough. So there, the queen of diamonds didn't end up costing a trick because first of all, East had Jack 10 of diamonds, so could have always finessed, and secondly, could have pitched a diamond on the club that got set up there. Three hearts making should be a good board for them because as you can see, it's sort of in the middle. Uh, they stopped where they should have, and we don't have a reasonable spot as well. Um, I didn't really have much of a bid, but I had values. So I could have raised with my 2-card club support. That might have been correct. I don't know. Oh, so 2 hearts past 3 hearts to this hand. And I certainly have a hand. Do I go 3 or do I go 4? That's a question. I think I'll restrain myself and bid 3 spades. Alad with anything would be inclined to go 4 because he knows that I'm not going to step out with just nothing there. So I expect Alad to not have a very good hand. 4 hearts, double. All right. Alad not raising spades is actually good for me because it tells me that he's unlikely to have 3 of them. He would lead the top of a doubleton here. With Queen Jack, I think he'd lead the queen in my suit. So I will go king and then ace, and then I'll cash my clubs to achieve a set. But do I cash my clubs first? I think the safest thing to do is to cash clubs first because if I don't cash my clubs, then if I'm wrong about the spades, then I'm in trouble. So I will cash my clubs and then win my ace of spades and then hopefully beat the contract by 1. But I want to beat the contract by 2 because my opponents, oh, hang on a sec, they're vulnerable. Okay, so this should be a good board. Now, the only question is how do we possibly score another trick? We might have a slow diamond trick. We do not have a slow diamond trick coming. They have all the rest of the tricks, so it's down. So just looking at how 4 spades will do, we're off a heart, we're off a spade, we're off the ace of diamonds, um, we're off a club, and we're probably off a diamond ruff or 2. Uh, so the first diamond ruff is in exchange for the spade, but the second diamond ruff beats us. So on a diamond lead, we're down against 3 spades. So it's John and Trish. It's Fish. We've played with John and Trish's teammates enough to know that uh, doubling them will make for fun hands. Uh, John and Trish have been our teammates at a bunch of imp games, and we usually do really, really well. So I like to have fun with them. Yeah, and they did get the better of us this round. Three hearts was a good board for them. It was above average, I think. On this last board, we did well to get 200 there, I think. But other East-Wests overbid as well. Everybody playing hearts East-West ended up getting doubled, as it turned out. And the first board, of course, was a very good board for them because the slam was not bid by anybody else. Man, it's so sad that that slam was down because it's such a good slam. It's like a 70% slam. And even with the 4-1 break, it just needs West to hold a second diamond and then it just rolls in. Joan and Maggie. My brother says hi. All right. I've got four spades, so I am going to bid one spade here. And with 8 points, that's enough to respond. Any chance that Alan and I can do co-commentary on big tournaments? Well, there are big tournaments that are played on BBO, as all bridge game is now. Um, and those tend to have dedicated commentators who are actual experts, who are not just good at bridge, but familiar with systems. So Alan's pass over here invites me to reopen with a double. He might have a penalty pass over two clubs, and I certainly have another bid left in me. So I could have tried two diamonds, but the opportunity to go plus 200 here is just too strong, and West is nervous because West has exactly one club, I'm betting. And if West has nowhere to escape, then West is in trouble. So here, we're defending two clubs doubled. If two clubs doubled makes, that's not a game because two doubled is four, and four is less than five. Two low clubs. Here, um, I have, well, I'll just play the eight and then Jack of Hearts. There's no need to do any random unblocking here because I want him to continue hearts. I think the king might be from ace king. So with if he has five hearts to the ace king, it goes king, ace, jack, and then I get to ruff with my singleton club, which is an excellent scenario. So even if Alad is encouraging spades, I don't want to lead spades because I have too good of a diamond shift possibility to do that. Even if Alad has the king, I'd rather East play spades themselves. So my king of diamonds holds the trick, which is telling me that either Alad has just the ace of diamonds and it's going to get trumped the next round, which is fine, or East decided to hold up a round, which would have been a mistake. No mistake, but of course, we have that didn't cost us a trick. That's going to be a club that East is winning all day. East probably is going to lead high clubs from hand. If East decides to do club finesses, East will cross to the ace of spades and then be sorely disappointed. Alad being out of diamonds means I can afford to discard my diamonds without worrying about throwing away tricks. Uh, I expect that East will probably retain control of trump, but that we might have a spade trick or two coming later on in the hand. and I want to keep all four of these. So I'm going to keep an eye out for the count card here. With the 2 through 9 visible, that's probably low from a doubleton. And here, we'll see, well, it looks like the finesse holds. So they did well to get their 3 spade tricks. Alid, I think, will trump the winner and play a heart back. I'm hoping we have one more trick coming. We might not. I don't know if this is going to win. I think East is out of hearts at this point, so East is going to trump, and East probably has high clubs, I think. Oh, Alid's got the queen of clubs. Beautiful. Okay, so all's well that ends well. So other teams ghosting me who weren't playing against us to get an idea of my North holding on specific boards. So when you play in-person bridge, uh, everybody's playing different hands at the same time, but the rotation of the boards around the table means that eventually everybody plays the same hands. In online bridge, everybody's playing the same hands at the same time. So they could see exactly what my hand was on the hand in question. So that's true. Um, there is some stream delay, but that would be sneaky, but it's unlikely to be something that anybody at this club does. Oh gosh. Yeah, so I guess we do have an agreement there that the double shows exactly 2 cards and a willingness to defend and compete, but I didn't do that. So I over this double will bid 2 spades with 4 to the king. I feel the need to compete over 2 of major very often. So let's see what results have poured in from that other board. Um, we weren't the only people to double our opponents in clubs. 3 clubs, of course, went down. Doubled down 2, which we can't top if we're defending 2 clubs. It seems that one pair, north-south, bid up to 3 no trump, which even if it's there, is not something we can reasonably bid, given that we play precision and I have an 8 count and he's got 14, right? So, all right, do I have a compete over 3 hearts? I do not, and that's fine by me. So, what do I lead against this contract? It looks like they have hearts, East has clubs. I could try a spade. Um, I'm worried that East West is going to win a bunch of club tricks in the beginning. So I'm going to lead my singleton club here. Hi, V8 Mama. Welcome to the stream. So this 5 of clubs is my singleton club. And I think West doesn't want club rough, so West is going to, shoot. Well, it was worth a shot. Yeah. That was bad. I should have probably, if I was being sane, led my by agreement 3rd highest spade, and then we'd knock out 2 spade tricks off the top, and then probably West also has the jack of clubs and is able to finesse in clubs, but um, it was fun while it lasted. I definitely need to hope that the opponents don't have a running club suit that I've set up for them now. So let's just confirm partners echo in the trump suit. 4-5 shows preference for a lower ranking suit. So that makes me less likely to believe that partner has the ace of spades. So I count 8 tricks for the opponents. The queen of clubs, the 6 top hearts, and the ace of clubs. It's very likely that they've got more coming. We'll see. If West has the ace of spades, that's the 9th trick. Contract's making. Here, 9, king, ace, probably something like the jack. Or if partner had the jack, then that's a stopper. Okay, so my lead, I think, ended up costing a trick because my king of clubs was always toast, but it did end up probably costing partners 10. I think East-West can always play clubs for zero losers if the queen is run and then maybe finesse backwards, but I would rather the opponents choose how to play clubs than just give it away with my lead. Here, Alad will probably end up playing spades. I don't expect partner to have the ace of spades, but I do expect partner to have the queen. So the queen of diamond shift is probably from queen jack here. So West started with two diamonds, three clubs, six hearts, and two spades. So regardless of West's spade holding, we'll take one or two more tricks in the spade suit. It just depends on where the ace is. So I can win my king of spades now and then play a diamond, and partner will know to hold on to the ace of spades if he has it. I guess partner did have the ace of spades, but not the queen, which is why he echoed the way he did. Or rather, his diamonds were very strong, which is why he played low-high in hearts. Would I make the same club lead against opponents I know are strong players? Actually, um, to be honest, I think the lead would be more effective against a stronger player than a weaker player because the inferences, like the five of clubs lead after bidding partner's suit in spades, would say something about trying to maybe hit partner with a ruff or having a ruff themselves. Um, Really, I should have just let a normal lead and let the opponents make choices. The way the clubs are laid out, I think probably the most likely scenario is that the opponents don't lose a club trick no matter what. But I bet there are people who take fewer than nine tricks in hearts. One pair did take fewer than nine tricks in hearts, but them stopping in three was good for them. Of course, we're not allowed to play two spades, which would have been a fine contract. It actually is only down two spades makes actually. So three spades would have been a good save. Partner getting into the bidding again here, but I have no reason to make a call with the three count. Well then, he seems to want to bid on. I have nice spades relative to what I could have, but really not much of a hand, even given my pass. I like to think I'm worth a compete to three spades here, just to say I've got tolerance for your hand, but I don't want to commit to game, and I don't want to sell out to three hearts. If East goes four hearts, I think partner will independently double, and I would hope that he has four defensive tricks in his hand because I have none. Four spades. Okay. So Alad is knows my hand is limited by first of all my pass over one heart, and second, my only bidding three spades over three hearts. So he has probably around at least 19 points, I think, with a good five card spade suit. Unfortunately, given our opponent's bidding, he probably has two hearts, and so we might have a couple heart losers coming, but it looks like just one. So partner's four spade bid is reasonable here. He's got a very, very playable 16 count. Off the top, we have um, your bread consumption is limited by Passover. Okay, cool. Got to get that matzah in. So we've got the heart loser, we've got the club loser, and the question is, can you go one diamond loser or two? And that would depend on the position of the diamonds. So, for example, West is very likely to continue hearts at this point. Let's say West continues hearts. Uh, well, actually, the club shift um, takes away some of the doubt here, um, just because I expect East to come back a club or a heart. The hand's going to be reduced to just diamonds and trumps very soon. And then Alad has to hope that the diamonds get blocked and the opponent has to give up a ruff and discard. With the queen of clubs being available to pitch a diamond, um, the rough and discard will end up netting a trick. Had the queen of clubs for whatever reason not been available, it wouldn't have net a trick. All right, so here Alad needs a couple entries to dummy. So he's going to go ace of spades and then low to the 8, ruff a heart, low to the 9, queen of clubs throwing a diamond, and then 10 of diamonds, which he's probably going to let run around. It might be better to go ace of diamonds and a diamond. That's what he has to calculate at this point. But the first thing he'll do is start with that 10 of diamonds so he can see what comes out of East's hand. Just to look at the bidding to see if there's any clues as to how to play this one. West bid hearts a couple times and was the first heart bidder. East raised hearts. East is likely to be holding 4 hearts. West is likely to be holding 6. Um, Alad, of course, playing the hand himself, is doing a better job of counting than I am. There might be clues in the club suit as to where likely diamond length is. So West's short clubs and short spades indicate probably 3 diamonds. So ace and a diamond will work if the hand with 2 diamonds is left to win the trick. And that might be the case here. I think East has that third diamond. Or sorry, West has the third diamond. Um, they could have got out of that predicament if East had come up with the king of diamonds instead of playing second hand low. So Alad did make the contract. It was well played by him, and I'm very happy this one made. Um, uh, well done, partner. Yeah, so if you're East and you see that 10 of diamonds off of dummy, um, it's not obvious. And honestly, there's a very good chance I'd miss it, but you have to play the king of diamonds there. Otherwise, you're pickled on the next trick. Just looking at the opponent's cards here, looks like they have a very good shot at 4 hearts with 1 diamond loser, 1 club loser, and 1 spade loser. So this is a game swing hand, and you can see the other tables 4 hearts is making. Looks like about half of the pairs are taking 10 tricks in 4 spades, and about half of them are taking fewer than 10. Um, just quickly going through some of the lines at other tables. Again, you get that opportunity for the club discard, which you might think that you're just going to lose a club and rough a club, but you actually need that club discard for the rough and discard to be effective. Um, at this table, it went ace of diamonds and then a diamond out eventually. And after the diamond out, it's an end play for sure. Um, you got to wonder if the correct line is to go ace early or to go ace after leading up to it late in the hand. And there's an argument to be made that the earlier you play that ace of diamonds, the less likely it is that the person holding the king of diamonds will unblock it because they won't sort of see that end play coming. Um, the alternative is that there are holdings where uh, leading the 10 of diamonds off of dummy is going to induce a cover, and then the cover is what ends up costing a trick if their partner had honor doubleton and they have 2 honors with a small one. Because in that case, the cover gets taken by the ace, and then the diamond out puts the opponents into a position where they either have to let their partner get end played or overtake their partner's honor, and then uh, the dummy then declares diamond as high. So I'm not that great a bridge player, so I don't know what the right thing to do there is, but I think a lot of it is psychological for sure. All right, so next round. Just looking at the scores from there, two clubs double down, one not as good as I would have thought, just because there were a couple pairs who bid and made 3-no trump, even though I mean, I don't really see how to bid it, and it's not actually legit. You need both of the club honors on side and a lot of luck happening. So, not a great contract, but and I'll just pass through this one. But getting plus 200 is certainly worth most of the match points. The next board, three hearts making, normally when your opponents stop on a dime and a part score, they'll get a good board, and this is no exception. A lot of pairs overbid, went down. It's what, 12 opposite 11? So if you're looking at just high card strength, it's not really there, the game. And if you're looking at aces, it's at best a 50%, likely a 25% game. So it's good to stop in three. And of course, here I'm passing, so I'm defending four spades. Just looking at this last hand here, four spades making by Alad. Overall, ended up being a good board. Um, about half the pairs ended up making. Alad probably asked a question, and the response is yes. Alad's question probably was, do you play 2/1? So, just briefly, let's look at the auction again. It looks like spades bid, diamond, diamond, spade, spade. The reason West is bidding three spades there is a mild slam try or something like that, because they're in a game force. And you want to keep those options open with a nice hand like this. Even though it's limited in high card strength, it's very good. So we play Rusno leads trick one. So the jack of clubs promises the queen. I want to play the two of clubs here because I have the king of diamonds. I want to tell my partner that rather than blindly overtaking. And I don't have the king of hearts. So he has that piece of information now. It's a very loud card, the two of clubs. And of course, the ace of clubs indicates that Alad is not leading from a doubleton club or a tripleton or a singleton club. So that eight comes with the queen for sure. And I think that with three left, he would have played the lowest. So he just has the queen at this point. So I'm going to play low here because I think Declare has a third club in hand. And if Declare has to play the jack of spades off of dummy, then Declare can't rough that last club. So Alad spades, I don't know. I missed it. I was drinking beer. So let's get partner's count card here. It looks like an odd number here. So 3, 5, 2, 2. I'm going to hold up for a round just for fun. This is going to hold the trick. Or my king of diamonds is going to hold the trick. And then this king of clubs is going to win. I expected to. Alad shouldn't have another club in hand. If he played the 8. That's right. It might have been better to play low to partner's queen of clubs and then have him play hearts. But I see no reason not to play the 10 of clubs, which might put pressure on East's trumps. I don't know exactly how long East's spades are, but there's no reason not to force East to trump. No net benefit from playing a heart here. East has another heart and has another diamond in hand, so with two pitches, I expect a claim coming from East at this point. Oh, hang on. He had the 10 of spades. That's cool. But I think that's it. Yeah, I guess East I forgot that East didn't draw the last round of Trump. And of course, East correctly did not draw the last round of Trump because East was missing the high Trump. But nothing else to do here. Maybe if I'd played a heart, uh, there would have been a problem. But with Queen Jack over there, no King Jack. So I should have played a heart. That would have done it. I think. No, but then West can cross back to hand and pull trump or no. Yeah, I think the correct thing to do after winning my King of Diamonds would have been to, oh, precision hand, by the way. So one club shows artificial 16 plus, and I have a positive response. So we've got a whole system that describes my hand. Um, if I want to call this a positive response, it's so bad. But I really like positive responses here. We'll see. If West bids something, maybe I'll do something other than make a positive response. But I will. So 8 plus points. And here, this first round of positive responses basically operates as a transfer right-siding the contract. So yeah, briefly looking at this hand, I think everything was going smoothly up until I won my King of Diamonds. At that point, um, hmm, we're still going to get the club, which was right. But then, if I play a club to partner, hmm, if I go club and then partner throws off the diamond, which happened, um, I guess what happened was, yeah, yeah, diamonds were good. If I play a heart through at this point, then diamonds just get played and hearts get discarded. So there's nothing I can do. Partner has a heart void. You are making a bunch. Uh, yeah. All right. So hang on a second. So while I've been paying attention to the previous hand, life has moved on and there's been some bidding here. So my first pass would be showing 4 hearts. My next call would show diamonds, double. So this shows 4 clubs. Because normally my responses over a 1 spade by partner would be 1 no trump showing 4 hearts, 2 clubs showing 4 diamonds, 2 diamonds showing 4 clubs. So my steps are pass, double, 2 hearts. So my 2 hearts here shows 4 clubs. So we're a little higher than we would have been besides the interference, but we're not that much higher. So the interference hasn't punished us too much. When our opponents do things like double or make short overcalls over these relay sequences, it doesn't end up taking away that much room for us. And in some cases, it even adds room. So partner's pass here is um, it's a relay continuation. So I have a minimum hand, 8 to 11 points. So I will make the cheapest call. And here, again, I will make the cheapest call. So that's 8 to 11 points. And that's a pass. There's a very good chance that partner will double here. Now, if he doubles, even if it's the cheapest step, that's a penalty double. So I need to keep my eye out for that. He's doubled my artificial heart bids twice. He's definitely has a heart holding. I'd say a very good suit. At this point, Alan knows enough about my hand, the fact that I've got the black suits and 8 to 11 points, to place the final contract. And here he does in 4 spades. So he gets to play it because I lovingly right-sided it for him, and I get to watch him play another nice hand. He played the previous one really well, that 4 spades. So I'm hoping he can knock this 4 spades out too. So as you can see, East probably has 7 hearts to King Queen. And 4 spades is what looks to be the right contract. In 3 no trump, there's not enough top tricks to guarantee a make, and in 4 spades, you have the time to set up the club suit. So I expect spades to take at least one more trick than a no trump, probably a few more. So this doesn't seem to be that unusual a spot. So Yeah, it was a clean auction for me at least. But for the opponents, it was probably very confusing and messy. So that's a great thing about having a set of agreements and principles by which you bid in competitive situations. You know what's going on, and your opponents are often in unfamiliar territory. Wow, that seven of clubs there is a loud card. Um, I expect that seven of clubs to be from shortness because my hand is dummy. Uh, if you have four or more clubs, if you have four clubs, you're not discarding a club from whatever holding. And that spot is a very high spot. We still haven't seen the five or the four or, uh, and so there's the four. Yeah. So I think we all know where the king of clubs is, and it's in West's hand. East's probably out of clubs at this point. Never mind. That was a curious choice to go seven of clubs and then four of clubs and then bear the king of clubs or take it down to two. I would never have discarded a club there just because I want to keep as many clubs as there are in dummy because when dummy is able to run the clubs, dummy can avoid a club loser. Had East held on to the clubs, East probably would have avoided this predicament. Yeah, Ala did sort of see through it. There's no harm in leading the queen of clubs off dummy, um, though I would also not have covered with king small left at that point. But here, contract making +2 required Ala to pick up clubs for zero losers, which is going to be a rare recurrence. So this should be a very good board for us. There will be people defending Hart contracts, I expect, given the excellent Hart fit. So it looks to be a 6-3 Hart break. Just looking at some of the other tables on board 11, there was another pair defending four hearts doubled, but down to it's not as big a deal as letting them make four spades, and taking 12 tricks is a very good board. So here I've got a nice hand, but I have my opponent's suit, and I don't have a 1-0 trump overcall here, so I'm going to pass. If partner ends up reopening with a double, then I will probably end up passing for penalty, hoping to get plus 300. And again, my opponents are bidding my suits, and I don't know what to do. Partner's doubling, of course, but I don't have uh, anything. So 1-0 trump here. I know partner's got some shape, but I think this might be some kind of responsive double here, but maybe it's a penalty double. I'm not really sure how Alad will interpret this double. I don't know if we have an agreement for it. He's going to bid like two hearts or something, and I'll go two spades. But I want to defend 1-0 trump doubled. He might interpret this as a penalty double, and his logic would be that if I had a takeout double of the minors, I probably would have doubled one club, and or I would have just bid one of my majors. So he's confused by my double. He's going two hearts here. I'll correct it to two spades, but yeah, I was hoping he'd pass. Sometimes you don't have the agreement in place. So Alan's very fast passes. Oh, I guess it was a penalty double then. All right. So I hope we're not missing a game here, but I don't think we are, given that Alan's a very aggressive bidder in these kind of situations. So let's take stock of two spades here. The club lead is probably a singleton, even though West hasn't bid a second suit. We don't see a lower club spot and West open clubs. So the question is, how do we get this to work? We know East bid diamonds, so uh, East is a favorite to hold the king of diamonds. Here's what I'm going to try. So I'll go low club, jack, queen. West is still holding the king 10 of clubs and can put that through me. I'm going to try to draw trump here because I think that my clubs are going to serve as a source of tricks, and I want to make sure that they don't get trumped or as untrumped as possible. The eight of spades here is a relatively high spot. We're missing the two and the six there, and I think West has both of those. So the 10 of clubs here, I think I need to duck this one. As I expected, East had a singleton club, and their carding is not on their profiles, but they play standard leads, odd even, and upside down attitudes. So that's a diamond encouragement, right? So West is going to play diamond if they get in. If I play my ace of spades, it gets trumped. Ace of clubs, it gets trumped, rather. If I play a low club, the king holds. That might be better, actually. I think that there's a good chance that the spades are 3-3, and playing the ace of clubs there just throws away a trick. Here, what I can do is throw off losers and dummy, and West might have been well placed to play another club, forcing me to trump one of my club winners, because these are club winners at this point. So my ace of hearts wins, and now I need to avoid losing control of hearts. So first thing I'm going to do is play a diamond towards my queen. So I'm going to start with a 10 of diamonds, because I think that's less likely to be kinged. But the hesitation implies the king, so there you go. Okay. This is a bit of a complicated end position, so I have to play this quickly at this point. I can afford one more loser, and it has to be a spade loser. Um, East is thinking. I can't claim, unfortunately. So I will ruff, diamond to the queen, ruff, ace of diamonds. Ran out of time. Okay. So I have a hand with 15 points and short diamonds. So this is 11 to 15. Um, Now I'm actually bidding two diamonds here. So I don't know if they will let me make that one. It was a bit of a complicated end position. I think I was going to make it, but it wasn't guaranteed. It was adjusted to two down one. Okay. Um, yeah, had I tried to cash that ace of diamonds, it would not have succeeded. So looking at a double dummy, I'm doomed at that point. Okay, I accept. Two hearts is competitive. Three diamonds is competitive as well. Now with my extra strength and diamond void, I am going to compete to three hearts here. His two hearts is non-forcing. It's to play, but I am worth a second bid with his hand. So I'm going to make that second bid. And Alad will interpret this to show extra strength. If he's toward the top of his minimum range, he would consider bidding more, but he's not. So he's probably got quite the minimum. West has another choice to make. West could try four diamonds. Over four diamonds, I think I'm going to make a penalty double, even though I have a diamond void, because I likely have four defensive tricks against four diamonds. But I think a smart pass by West here. All right. So Alad's got a pretty decent hand. He's got an 8 count. And that would be good, except for the fact that a lot of his points are in suits that don't matter to me. So he's got the ace queen of diamonds, which is worth 0 tricks. And he's got the queen of clubs, which is worth 0 tricks. We have the ace of spades as a loser. We have a slow spade loser, probably, and at least one heart loser. Likely more if the hearts are something like 3-1. So It's not unreasonable to be short of game here, but I think most people probably will be in four hearts. West's lead of the ace of spades will probably prompt some kind of spade continuation. Well, it's the queen of hearts. Why would West lead the queen of hearts here? What could this be from? Singleton queen? Likely. I think that queen is probably a singleton. In which case, or could it be from king queen? Could be from king queen. Could be a singleton queen. Um, if it's a singleton queen, then East has two heart tricks coming. With West not continuing spades, there's some chances to make extra over tricks here because they have relinquished tempo in spades. I think a spade lead followed by the queen of hearts is an indication that West started with a singleton ace of spades. Thinking is from king 10 or from out of hearts. And so, yeah, so that queen was a singleton. The opponents are thus due two heart tricks on top of their ace of spades, and the hand will come down to avoiding the final spade loser. So, probably time to think about squeeze possibilities. Um, if West has the king of diamonds, West is guarding diamonds, East is probably guarding spades. Though I think East will do best to play a spade at this point. East might not. East might play a diamond. Um, and then the club guard, uh, I mean, clubs could be 3-3, but it could be in either opponent's hand. So right now, Alid, I think he's probably going to rough some uh, diamonds in hand before the opponents can deal with problems. Oh yeah, so I guess he can afford to throw off that spade. Oh, okay, I must have miscounted something. But the I don't see him losing another. Yeah, so this club was suits 3-3. He's making four. Okay, so we stopped short of a game. Uh, that could be on me in the fact that I did have 15 points, but it's a very strong 15 for my two diamond opening bid. Or you might say, well, Alan's at fault because he had an 8 count. He didn't end up bidding more after I competed three hearts. Um, Ultimately, I'm willing to take 170 on this one at match points. It's not the end of the world. I don't think everybody's going to be in game there. Looks like, yeah, somebody's not in game. Yikes. So, West did actually have two spades. West should probably continue with a jack of spades. If West does that, then Alad needs to know if he's in four to play clubs before playing on hearts. So next hand, Alad's opening one no trump here, and I have 11 high. His one no trump by our agreement shows 10 to 12. This is a very good hand for playing a suit contract, but it's not a great hand for a no trump contract because it's just high honors. I'm going to pass. If our opponents have a running suit or a suit with one control, then we might beat a bunch of people in two no trump here. It's unlikely that we have a running suit, and I don't have a lot of intermediates. So a hand with five controls, ace counts as two, king counts as one, might not be that strong opposite a mini no trump. Yeah, so 170 ends up being average minus there, or slightly below average. The two spades on the previous board, I didn't really have time to look at that, ended up also being not very good, just because the opponents were down at most other tables. I wanted to defend one of Trump, but I guess Alad misinterpreted or decided to escape my double. So looking at this one of Trump contract, he's got a lot of the holes that I had. But it's still probably not enough to be confident in a game. He has what looks like a 12 count. So most tables, this either gets passed out or the contract ends up in two no trump. So what Alad is hoping is that the lie of the cards is such that only 7 tricks are available against best defense, but that of course he can pull a few rabbits out of a few hats and take 8 or 9. So he's attacking clubs his long suit. He has a choice after cashing his queen of clubs and dropping the 9 as to whether or not he wants to do a finesse of the 10 of clubs or drop the 10 of clubs. He'll probably delay that choice and consider, well, he's actually leaving the 9 of clubs in dummy, which tells me he's going to continue with the jack now because he doesn't want to block the suit. And of course, Alad's right. He's always right. Um, Alad's always right. So let's do a little math here. With 3 heart tricks and 3 club tricks and the ace of spades, that's 7. So he's making it. That's great. The question is, how many over tricks does he make? Um, West's heart lead makes it unlikely West has a long diamond suit. I think that West probably would have led a stronger diamond suit if West had 4 strong diamonds. There's a good chance that one or both of these diamonds are on side. So he's going to try leading up to the jack of diamonds and then later leading up to the king of diamonds. I wouldn't be surprised if both of the diamonds are on side. Nope. And this is a trick he has to lose, of course. And now Alad has a choice to make as to whether or not he plays for some kind of squeeze or just plays for normal things happening. So the Queen of Hearts is the 13th heart, it wins. Um, West, the diamond back is probably best against Alad's discard of a diamond from dummy, just because he's lost the entry back to his king of diamonds. Had Alad discarded a spade, there's a good chance West would have played a spade. Um, and then that might have set up extra spade tricks for the defense. So Alad might have been a little bit squeezed on the Queen of Hearts play. Ah, Alad ducking the King of Spades smartly has ended up with the extra trick. I'm not sure why West played a diamond there. It might have honestly been a misclick, um, but it turned out in the end. So I'm happy about that. 8 tricks is probably going to be good there. Uh, Everybody else seems to be in a part score. Um, Nobody ended up bidding up to 2 no trump, which is what I thought might have happened at a few tables where my hand opens in 4th seat, something like that. So Alad's first, Stephanie, you are absolutely right. It is awesome. Yeah, it really is. It's perfectly legal and it is amazing. So I'm passing. Sometimes you bid a sort of semi-psychic to play 3 no trump over your partner's 3 level preempt. This isn't one of those times where you would do that. I think my hand is sort of strong enough and not, and I'm not inclined at these colors to go down for 400 in 3 no trump when 3 diamonds is down 1 and could easily be passed out. East is, of course, in thought. There's a lot of hands where uh, you would normally want to bid, but you don't have a strong enough hand to bid over a 3 level preempt. This is probably not one of those hands with the direct Cupid. With a double available, the direct Cupid is telling me it's probably a 2 suitor, probably the majors. Vulnerable against not, I can't justify a compete to 5 diamonds here. And West taking preference in the spades. bids West's better major, and I have a choice to lead against four spades. So I could lead my partner's suit. I've got three. Partner's got probably seven, maybe six. That could be a trick. That could set up a trick. I know that East has probably spades and hearts, and my hearts are not well positioned. So the question is, do I lead a diamond and get a trick now, or do I lead the ace of clubs, hoping for some magic from partner, maybe a singleton club, something like that? So I'm going to start with the diamond here, and this is going to be a count card in diamonds. Um, I'm just not convinced that leading the ace of clubs would have been correct. Uh, Looking at this a little further, I guess the ace of clubs would have been the right lead. There's a good chance Alad has a singleton or a void in clubs, and we could have gotten a ruff, but not today. There's also a good chance that the opponents have a slam. If his values are concentrated in the diamonds, and West has the queen of clubs, then they might have a slam. But they don't have a slam because the ace of clubs in a club is a trick. So we'll just give suit preference on these spades. Not that I expect the opponents to lose a spade trick or any trick before clubs. So the four diamonds ended up being strong takeout. With that hand, I would have made a double and then raised partner. Let's see. Partner with one spade, declare with five, the two of clubs. I'm instantly going up ace here because I don't want to slough another trick. Oh no. Knew I should have led that stupid ace of clubs. Tough. Now, if West is five spades and four clubs and three diamonds, that's one heart. Or if it's two diamonds or four diamonds, yeah, okay. I think West is out of hearts at this point, and I threw away a trick by playing my ace of clubs early. That was a mistake. Gosh. Should have led my ace of clubs. Allen had a five-card hearts. Imagine that. But if I go ace of clubs in a club, that gets us two tricks, which should be worth a ton of match points against four spades. I bet this is not a great score. Um, as you can see, most people are held to five. At this table, they must have lost two club tricks. The other tables, four spades is being played by East, when East probably directly overcalls a spade, and South is always leading that king of diamonds. At this table, it's held to four. And I don't know how it gets held to four. I don't think it should be held to four. But it got managed. It got accomplished at this table where well, some magic happened. At least we did not compete to five diamonds. Five diamonds was down three at that table, and can always be down three. So the last board, not a good board for us, but the 120 I think was going to be a very good board. Indeed, it was. And then 170 for us, I think, should also be probably an above average board. Looks to be slightly below average given the number of people who managed to find four hearts there. So not a good round for us. Overall, we're trending a little below our normal rate with only a 58% game. So I am concerned that we might not get another win. 1 minute left. There's only one thing I can do. And that's pour myself another beer. Alid is correct. It is beer time. This is going to be so earlier this evening. I had the Armed and Citra Reinhard Brewing Company. That was a dry hop pale ale. And moving on to the Reinhard Daywalker, which is a light beer, a micro IPA. Our celebrated micro IPA is low in alcohol and big on taste, with loads of tropical fruit aromas and notes of white grape and citrus. Daywalker is full flavored, easy to drink, and won't derail your afternoon plans. Well, hopefully it won't derail the rest of our game because we need to pick it up. All right, 9 points, flat hand. I'm passing if it comes to me. Um, there are some players who, playing a mini no trump, like to open Wonder Trump with 9 points. That's illegal, Alad, so don't do that. Oh, congratulations on your haircut. Um, Nothing like a few ginger roots to be trimmed. Okay, over 1 heart, I have a 2 heart spin, just showing my shape. I have a good hand for 2 hearts. If Alad wants to make an invite, he can do so, but I don't think that he will. There's a lot of hands where he would double if he had an interesting shape or could do clubs or two no trump. So I expect to pass to hopefully buy it at the 2 level. Oh, so Alad's bought it for 2 hearts. Did we underbid this one? I don't think so. We have a couple of tricks to lose in spades, a couple of tricks to lose in hearts. So he's going to make his contract. The question is how many over. And that'll depend on the position of some of the cards. I expect with him having 11 and me having 9, um, West is a favorite to hold the aces. Here with the Queen of Hearts early jump, West is also likely to have the 10 of Hearts as a long-term winner. So we'll see. So the Ginger Brute is a magic card. Yes. It cannot be blocked this turn except by creatures with haste. So yes. Oh, I see. You eat it. That is the theme. The unlabeled vial was not vanilla extract after all. Wow. A 5 kilometer run watching bridge. That is impressive. I'm proud of you. I call that a win as well. Wow. I don't think I can walk 5 kilometers at this point. Been trapped inside for too long. So here it's going to come down to whether Allah decides to lead up to the King of Spades or to be fancy and duck a round of spades first. Ah, all right. Let's look back at board 9. So I'm not sure if it makes sense. Yeah, I guess he has to rough the club back because West was out of diamonds certainly by that point. West is gonna, or Alad's playing the diamonds to pressure West and throwing off any long clubs that they might have. But West is seemingly correctly throwing off spades. It's possible that with the ace of spades on side, Alad will still end up losing um, 3 more tricks. Um, yeah. All right, board 9. Why didn't you play Queen of Clubs, then ruff a heart for the strip play? So let's see, board 9. Well, the good news is that Alad was Alad was declarer. I think he did that. He ended up the ace of clubs ended up winning a trick. The king won. Then he won a couple of rounds of spades. uh, ruffed a heart, crossed back, and then won the queen of clubs. He could have won the queen of clubs uh, first and then roughed a heart and then gone ace and a diamond. So the order of the operations there ended up being shifted, but essentially it did come down to the ace of diamonds and then a diamond. So here I've got 14. This is 10 to 15, 2 plus diamonds, and the bid is 1 diamond. So we play 10 to 12 no trumps here, so this is a little too strong for that. And so Ala did end up making that, and it ended up being because East did not unblock the King of Diamonds. The way Al had played it, East had hints as to maybe you should unblock the King of Diamonds, whereas a different line might have uh, hidden that a little bit more. So over one spade, we play support doubles, showing exactly three hearts. So my two hearts bid shows four hearts. If I had had an unbalanced hand on the shape, I would have made some other call. So he knows what my shape and range is. He knows I have 13 to 15, a balanced hand with four hearts. Alad can then decide whether or not to compete or invite. If he bids two no trump here, that's a competitive bid. If he bids anything else, that's some kind of invite. Hmm. Two hearts making ended up being an average board. Seems a range of heart tricks ended up making there. Alad's thinking over two spades. What could he be thinking about? Three hearts. Three hearts is invitational. The question is, do I have any call over three spades? So my hand is quite good, and I have good heart support. I have an ace of spades. I think my hand is worth four hearts here. I'm not going to try doubling because I think that the if hearts end up being something like uh, 5, 4, 3, 1 around the table, and the ace of spades is one trick, we might beat a double down one, but that's probably worse than even three hearts making. Four hearts seems to be the equity bid here. And if he had a straight compete, he would have just bid two no trump. Hmm. But of course, I get to be dummy again. I've been dummy a lot today. Here, um, he's got a hand with a lot of diamond losers. But besides the diamond suit, there's really no other guaranteed losers. Um, this is the worst case scenario. It looks like we're down. Uh, yeah, so it's a 2-2 diamond split with both of the twos in the same hand, with a hand on lead. Now, Sandy, if you're listening to the stream now, you should shift to the king of clubs. The king of clubs is the right play here. Or maybe the king of spades. Either of the black kings. That's what your partner is calling for with their carding. Now, that queen of diamonds, that Alad is now out of diamonds. So if you lead a diamond, he's going to trump it. Okay, didn't work. Yes, being North, I have not been playing a lot of hands. It's been mostly Alad. So a lot of his lines I've agreed with, and a lot of them I have disagreed with. So um, the unfortunate diamond break means that defending three spades was probably the right choice. Against three spades, we're going to get two spade tricks, probably one or two heart tricks, and the ace of clubs. So it would have been down if we sat and defended. Now, if hearts ended up being like 5-0, then maybe three spades would have made and it would have been worth it. But I'm not convinced that's the case. So we'll see how the hearts were originally divided. I'm hoping that they were originally divided 4-1, which would have cut down on their heart losers in three spades. Yeah, I didn't choose to sit north today. When I'm at the physical bridge club, I always sit south or west. And the reason I like to sit south is because of something that I read in a Gorin book from a long time ago, which is that south always seems to get the cards, no matter what. So if you sit south, you're going to get the cards, or at least that's what they say in all the bridge columns. Um, so I should have sat south today. Good news is that they have not that many heart losers in spades. Bad news is that uh, at this point, we're probably also losing a club trick. There's no alternate threat suit because all the diamonds, or the six of diamonds isn't worth a trick. We don't have a long spade. Alad could try to fake a squeeze by cashing the ace of spades, crossing to the nine of hearts, um, but I don't think it'll work. Um, I hope he doesn't throw the ace of spades from dummy because the king of spades is still out. Good. Maybe he's hoping that the opponents throw off enough clubs to bear their jack of clubs, letting it be pinned. I expect that's the line he's going to follow now. He's going to lead the queen of clubs off dummy, getting it covered, and then hope that West threw off enough clubs that the nope. So the good news is that there's only one club loser against three spades. So down two will beat the people who defended three spades, I think. Oh, and the king of spades was actually under led. So I feel much better about the four hearts down two now because I think that any spade part score is making their way. So here I am fourth seat. I would pass if it came around to me just because my 11 count would be opposite an 11, but that didn't happen. He's overcalling two spades vulnerable at the two level. That's a good hand. Um, I could overthink this, but I'm not going to. I'm going to bid four spades. Four spades is probably going to make, and most people are going to be in it. The main reason to preempt is not necessarily to keep your opponents out of a contract, but to get rid of the amount of science they have at their disposal. And so um, here we lost all of our science with the two diamonds opening bid. The good news is that we ended up getting to the right spot. We're going to make four spades, probably five, depending on the position of the spade honors. But yeah, it's good to take away your opponent's constructive opening bids. So what is Alad going to do here? Um, he knows that the diamonds are breaking something like 6-2, possibly as bad as 7-1. So he's afraid of playing a diamond towards dummy to take spade finesses. Now, the king of hearts isn't really worth a trick on its own. What it can provide is if it's cashed independently of the ace of hearts, the ace of hearts can pitch a diamond, and then there won't be an issue of a diamond ruff where the trumps are higher than dummy. I think Alad probably will go ace and a spade here because it's the simplest line and it has the least downside. So the ace dropping the queen tells me that probably spades were 3-1 with West having 3 to the king. If West has 3 spades to the king, there's no reason not to play jack of spades and then try to pull the last trump and then concede a club here. So for some reason, Alad's playing the king of hearts here. I guess he's hoping that, okay, so the spades did end up being 2-2. I wonder if he's trying to, no, there's no way to avoid the club loser unless the opponents forget to cash the ace of clubs. And there's no way you would forget to cash the ace of clubs with just king, queen, jack in dummy. No hearts have been discarded as well, and the queen, jack, and 10 are all missing. So that's not enough to set up hearts and throw off both clubs. Now he could get lucky, lead a club towards dummy, and it get ducked around. I think I'll try that, but it's not going to happen because this is the last board in the round. He's not going to just claim it. So West smartly took the ace of clubs, and Allen, of course, claims, knowing that the contract, the number of overtricks came down to just that ace of clubs play at that point. So on that board, 650 should be a good score, but I think most people will be in the game. So interestingly, it looks like most people didn't actually end up making five. We have three pairs making four. And that to me is curious because there's always a club loser and a spade loser, but there really shouldn't be any other loser on the hand. I don't know what is happening at other tables. I'm curious, so I'm going to go through some of these lines. It looks like the diamond to dummy and then spade finesse ended up being popular. Diamond to dummy and then a heart to the king. I don't understand that. And then okay, I'm going to move on to the next one. Um, on this at this table, diamond to the king and ace, the king of hearts unblocking. It's not clear what you want to discard. And then the queen of diamonds. Are you going to try to rough a diamond and dummy? Yeah, so that's a mistake. Um, I don't know if there was a diamond preempt at that auction, but if there was, then you want to avoid the repeated play on diamonds. Have I ever played bridge where I only deal out 11 cards to each player and the 8 remaining cards are a mystery? You know what? I have not. That sounds like an interesting game. Um, there's a lot of fun, fairly obscure trick-taking games out there. Everybody's heard of Hearts and Bridge and Euchre, but many people have heard of games like Canasta and Spades. I was reading about an interesting game called what's it called? I think Bardu. Um, yeah, is it called Bardu or Barbu? That's it. Yeah. So Barbu is a game that it's a trick-taking game. It's certainly more casual than Bridge, but it's got a wacky rule set, and a lot of Bridge players like to play it. I've never played it myself, but if you're looking for fun, exotic trick-taking card games, trick-taking card games, of course, are the best card games. Um, take a look at the Barbu rules. There's like 7 different games within it, and you need to like logic your way through all the hands. Oh, my wife is baking focaccia right now. She's an excellent baker because she's been taught by the best, and I can't wait for it to come out of the oven. It smells amazing. Oh, it smells so good. So overall, that last round ended up being pretty good for us. The two hearts making I thought would be better, but it ended up being fine. Four hearts down two ended up being above average as I expected because of the amount of other bad things that could have happened. Only one east west was in spades. Okay, so enough about the last hand. It's time to think about this one. I have sort of a very wild shape here. And I need to figure out if I want to explore slam here or just blast to four spades. Um, the problem with blasting to four spades is that if partner has, so what do I need to make a slam here? I need partner to have a few key cards in spades, and I need him to have the ace of diamonds and the ace of heart. So I'm just going to go four spades here. The problem with, yeah, I guess looking at your hand is like opening a booster pack. There are games with hidden subsets of cards like Oh Hell slash Wizard. Both of those games are very similar. Most of the hands you play, most of the cards are hidden. In Euchre, there's a bunch of face down cards in the middle of the table. So you're always dealing with that uncertainty there. I don't think partner will ever have enough for slam playing precision, but I think that stopping short of game would be a terrible mistake. So Allen actually has the best possible hand for me. He's got the top three spades and the ace of hearts. Um, but even with that, he's going to need a little bit of magic to make a slam here. He has too many losers in his hand to try roughing them all in dummy. So I think what he's going to try to do is set up the heart suit. So he's cleverly playing the queen of hearts uh, to induce a cover. Now, why would West lead the four of hearts? I would betcha, I would betcha that four of hearts is a singleton. I think that Alan's going to try going ace of spades, king of spades, probably pulling the 2-1 trump. Then he's going to cross to the ace of clubs, go jack of diamonds, pitch a diamond or something from his hand, and then discover the heartbreak. Then he's going to do a roughing finesse of the 9 of hearts, forcing out the 10, and then all of his hearts will get rid of his losers. Yeah, the Queen of Hearts is gutsy. There are some players who never underlead kings against suit contracts, and then there are some players who love to underlead kings against suit contracts. I'm a player who loves to underlead suits kings against suit contracts, both trying to be sneaky with things like doubleton kings when I know that dummy has the ace, but also constructively trying to knock out the ace when I know when I think that partner might have the queen, or even trying to hit my partner with the ace and trying to cash two early tricks. So Alad is not cashing the second round of spades before um, trying the hearts, which I think is a mistake because I think West has a singleton there. Uh, mm-hmm. Yeah, no, this was bad, Alad. Don't do this. Oh, phew. Okay, you got away with it. Good job. I would not have done that. I would have cashed the second high spade first. I wonder if he thought the low heart was from a fourth best heart. So I think West led low from a doubleton. Oh no, Alad, 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 no, 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 no. Good thing I'm not in six. Indeed. I don't think anybody's going to six there with, a seven count in my hand or whatever that was, but amazingly, it's not it's not a bottom. I'm shocked. But I guess against a non-cover of the Queen of Hearts or a non-heart lead, you're going to have a lot more trouble finagling the heart suit. You need to play for the roughing finesse, which is not obvious when the roughing finesse holding doesn't net you a quick trick. So here I have a 20 count. It's too strong to overcall one no trump, so I'm going to double. And then when it comes back around to me, I'm going to put clubs, and that shows a very strong hand. Well, it's true that the four hearts lead from 6-4 was tricky. That being said, you had seen every single heart by the time East played the 10 of hearts, so that's no reason to get it wrong. So I don't know what the three diamonds bid is. Breathe, indeed. It's some kind of preempt. Do I go three no? I can't. I can't go three no. I have to bid again with 20 points. I'm doubling. Three diamonds must be. Oh, three diamonds must be some kind of weak jump raise or weak jump shift. And my double is basically mandatory with my hand. Three hearts. Partner must have a real piece of crap. I can't bid over three hearts. It's just not enough, is it? Assuming partner's got a 5-card bad heart suit. How many tricks is that? Say he's got two spade losers, a club loser, This hand isn't game in itself, so I'm going to pass. I'm going to pass and hope that Alad can make 9 tricks exactly in 3 hearts. He might only have 4 hearts, in which case 3 hearts is the right spot, but it might not be. Oh, the NFL draft, I think, has been happening. Let me see who got picked. Um, NFL, National Football League, American football. Um, the draft has not yet started. Okay. Hang on a second. So, as I expected, partner has 4 hearts, no spade control. He does have 5 clubs. So, we are probably going to make this, assuming that hearts aren't very poorly divided. Uh, I think West does best to continue spades, hoping partner has the queen at this point, but nope. The 10 of hearts is ominous. If hearts are 5-1, then it's going to be. I'm dummy like every hand here. Oh, thank God hearts are 5-1. But West didn't open hearts. West opened a spade. So West must be 5-5 um, with 2 diamonds and 1 club, maybe. So the problem with going ace and king and queen and then forcing the opponent to ruff is that you'll lose control. The good news is that Allen still has a spade stopper. Had West continued a spade on the 3rd round, then West could have gotten away with the ace and king, and then West could have prevented Allen from cashing out. So Allen doesn't need to play this now. He should probably still play the king of hearts at this point. West will have the jack and 8 of hearts to win, but that's it. I don't think it matters what order he cashes the king of hearts or the king, or tries to play the king of clubs in. Either way, assuming correct declarer play, Alad will lose 2 more hearts and then make 3. Of course, had we been in 5 clubs, it would have been a different story. With the guaranteed 2-1 club break, 5 clubs is certainly making. And I would expect a fair number of people to be in 5 clubs given a 10 card fit. I could have bid 4 clubs over 3 diamonds. That might have been the right thing to do, but maybe not. Is 3 diamonds doubled going down a bunch? Well, let's see. We'll do 1 club trick and 2 diamonds. We'll also do 1 heart trick. So that's 4 tricks. After that, we may or may not get a spade trick. And here, it looks like we do get a spade trick. My guess is 3 diamonds doubled is down exactly 1. It could be down more, but it's probably down exactly 1. So here, Alad will play his non-hearts, forcing West to trump with the jack, and then Alad will make 3. 3 hearts making won't be a bottom board. It's a plus score, but it's not as good as 3 diamonds double down 1. It's not as good as 5 clubs making. I think even 3 no trump might be a better spot. So unfortunately, this is about as bad as a plus score could be, I think. Let's just confirm that. As you can see, everybody's going plus in our direction, and they're all getting higher scores than 140. So it looks like it wasn't our day. So next hand, my bid, 5 spades, 13 points, 1 spade is the bid. And we'll see what Alan's got to bid after 1 spade. If he goes 1-0 trump, which he would do with basically any non-game force here, I just go 2 diamonds to show my shape. He says it's a lucky bad break, but as you can see, there's no stopping 3-0 trump. There's no stopping 5 clubs. And those aren't unreasonable places to play. Really what happened there was East made, oh my gosh, that focaccia looks amazing. All right, so double over 2 clubs here. Obviously some kind of negative double. And I'm going to go 2 diamonds because I have 4 diamonds. Now, Alan and I do play negative free bids here. If he had bid 2 hearts, that would have been non-forcing. So if he goes 3 hearts now, that shows a game-forcing hand with 5 hearts. Having refreshed this board, it is the lowest, as I expected, positive score in our direction. A lot of people making a lot of tricks and no trump in clubs. With five clubs making, it's not just five clubs making that beats us. It's three clubs making five that beats us. So this double here um, is something. What something is that? I don't know. Is it penalty? Is it some kind of invite? Is it asking for stopper for three no trump? Do I have defensive values? I think I do. Do I have enough for game? I don't know. If we do have a game, then we need to be in it rather than defend three clubs doubled. I have one club stopper. Um, is that enough? Alad must have game forcing values with two spades, probably four hearts. He might have a good diamond fit here, but he might also have a club stack. So I'm going to go three no trump because I do have a club stopper. I have some good cards in hearts, which I know will be worth a few tricks opposite his likely four card heart holding. And I think that plus 600 will be better than maybe plus 500 for three clubs double down three. So looking at Alad's hand, he does have sort of that invite range hand that's happy to defend, happy to be in three no trump. Counting tricks real quick. I've got six top tricks in the rounded suits, and then I'll probably get three tricks from diamonds once I knock out the ace. I'm not going to lose four spade tricks because I have the queen, the nine, and the 10. So this contract is going to make. I just need to make sure I get my three diamond tricks. So I need to know who to play for the ace of diamonds. So East bidding twice with only queen jack of clubs is the strong favorite to hold the ace of diamonds, but East could also have something like a diamond void. If East has a diamond void, I sort of really need to know about that. East is also likely to be short in diamonds. So what I'm going to do with my ace of clubs is lead up to my queen of diamonds first. If that holds, I'm going to cross back in a heart, lead another diamond up. Ah, and I just realized I wasted my seven of diamonds. Seven of diamonds being the beer card. We'll see what East wants to do there. The 10 of diamonds clarifies the position. So at this point, we're guaranteed three diamond tricks. Now we just have to decide if we're going to concede two spade tricks and a club at the end, or if we're going to play some kind of squeeze. I see it was a singleton. Play some kind of squeeze to make four. No? Were you cheering for me to go down there? Because the 10 of diamonds is the card I was worried about, not the ace. So here, 8 of clubs. East bidding clubs twice indicates a likely 7 card suit. So with 7 cards in East, hey, maybe West's gonna have Ace King small of spades, and I'll be able to take a spade trick at the end. That is very unlikely though, so we'll see. Are there any examples of people in high level tournaments trying to win a beer and getting punished? I don't know. I really wish I could tell you that. So the 6 of clubs is technically some kind of a threat card here for a squeeze, but there's not going to be that happening. West started with what 4 hearts and 4 diamonds and probably 2 clubs and maybe 3 spades. So hopefully West will fly ace, drop partners. Oh, there's the ace king. Okay, there you go. 5-1. Okay. So just looking at West's hand, definitely 3 no trump was the right spot. Had I sat and defended 3 clubs doubled, I think depending on the defense, they can make it. They can really make it. Um, perfect defense would eliminate any roughs and dummy, and we would get a couple spades and the ace of hearts and a couple clubs, but down one doubled is not nearly as good as 3 no trump making. So I'm glad that we bid it. Of course, none of that is present there. You just see a bunch of 600s and a 50, but I had a choice there and I chose right. So that's good. So briefly looking at this last round, four spades, conceding an unnecessary trick, still ended up being an above average result, or what looks to be exactly average. Had he made one more trick, that would have been a better board, but it is what it is. You make mistakes. The next board, three hearts making, again, not a very good result, just because we have such a better fit in clubs. And I didn't bid clubs. I doubled again. Had I bid clubs, we would have found the contract. And if Alad ends up bidding no trump, there's no attack on the spade suit. If I bid no trump, of course it's doomed. So him bidding three hearts there didn't end up that great for us. But the last board ended up pretty good with three no trump making against obviously the three no trumps are making, but there were other mistakes that happened, like trying to play in your 4-3 fit when you do have the other suits double stop. So last round, we're at 55.5%. That's normally not enough to win. So we need to get a little bit lucky in order to win this one. So everybody seems to have been really good about um, they've been really good about bidding their what do you call them, or announcing their agreements. So I play redouble here as forcing two clubs, which I want. So normally we play the redouble forces him to bid two clubs. And then over two clubs, I would pass with clubs. I'd bid two diamonds with diamonds. I'd bid two hearts with uh, the majors. And obviously, there's no chance of him passing or bidding two clubs over two spades. But I have a compete here to three clubs. Clearly, this hand is too good. Not It's too good to let them play it in spades at the two level. It's not necessarily good enough for game, but it's certainly worth being declared here. So if you were waiting for me to declare a hand, um, I actually did declare the previous hand, but that doesn't count because it was too easy. Here's another hand. Kevin's probably going to compete to three spades. Um, So I'm trying to, no, it's not mine to play yet. I'm trying to tell Kevin sort of, we don't have a specific agreement as to the strength of my three club bid, but I would describe it as decent hand. With bad hand, there would be things that I would bid like two no trump there or probably pass, but with a decent hand, I'm going three directly. Alad could compete if he wanted to here, but he's not. So we're defending three spades vulnerable. I don't think he's trying to time out the boards because he's the director, and when the boards time out, he has a lot of extra work to do to see if what BBO does, adjusting the results, is correct. So the king of clubs is probably from a doubleton. The problem with that is that his doubleton indicates that East is probably singleton. We don't have an agreement to bid these weak no trumps with a singleton club. He's 10 to 12 for his bid. He better not have 9 against the director. All right. So it's time to take stock. Dummy has 13. I have 10. Alad's showing at least 3, 4, but he's got at least 10 to 12. So if Alad's got 10 and I've got 10 and Dummy has 13, then Mike has 7. What are those 7? Probably the Queen Jack of Spades, maybe the Ace of Diamonds. So what I'm going to do is win my Ace of Clubs. Oh, shoot. I'm not even winning the Ace of Clubs. Too bad. I would have played back my 4 of Clubs, which have been false suit preference, indicating preference for diamonds, but that's not happening. 3 of Hearts is a count card. Partner has 4 hearts because he's a balanced hand. He certainly doesn't have 2 because Mike is bidding spades instead of hearts. So I know partner has 4 hearts and 3 clubs, probably 2 or 3 spades. So what's that? 3 or 4 diamonds? Okay. Now, why play up to the King of Hearts early in the hand? Why do that? I don't know. Probably missing the ace. He's taking a heart finesse when he has the chance. So if Alad has the ace of hearts, then, okay, so I'm counting Mike with 6 spades. Note that the high spade is in dummy. So Mike has some problems getting back to his hand with things other than club roughs. But what I want him to do is probably take a heart finesse of the 10 rather than a diamond finesse. So I'm going to return the 4 of clubs, which is sort of suit preference for diamonds. It's a lie, but I'm hoping that Mike believes it because I don't think Alad's plays are relevant at this point. He's sort of on autopilot here. No reason not to play low here. I wonder if he has 10-9. Alad tries not to coffee house. He's a little more ethical than that. He is thinking about his plays, probably about what signal to give when he pauses. And he's just following suit. I expect Mike to get the finesse right, but he might not. Yeah, he does. And that's it. I think Mike has the rest of the tricks. There might be a heart loser. I'm not sure exactly, but he's making at least 5. Yeah. So that's it. That should be it. Yeah. Oh, Alad had the ace of hearts. Yeah, of course. Yeah, that's what I thought. So yeah, he was thinking about, yeah, okay. Okay, 3 spades making 5. So just looking at the combined strength of the hands, I'm guessing most people aren't in game. And making 5 there is probably a good score. It requires actually taking the diamond finesse and the heart hooks and holding spades to one loser by taking the spade finesse correctly. Here, I have no reason to bet over one no trump. It looks like three spades making five is the best that they could have done, apart from just bidding their game. Had we been on bid on to four clubs, I don't know if they would have bid more, but we had the option. We just chose not to take it. So I have two choices here, and that's lead a diamond or lead a heart. Um, so I'm going to lead a diamond here. And the reason I'm leading a diamond here is because I think that the ace of hearts might be a relevant stopper later, whereas the queen of diamonds is less likely to be that relevant stopper. So let's see what Alad shows up with. I'm looking at dummy. I don't know if I'm glad that I led the two of diamonds, but I feel okay. The jack of diamonds is a card that probably denies the ace or king. So let's see. He knows my diamond count at this point. He knows I have exactly four. Um, if I give positive reverse Smith here, and I'm playing the 7 here because that's reverse Smith, that would say I have the king. I don't have the king, so I'm playing the 7 of hearts. Maybe I should just pretend that I had a high diamond played low. So the 6 is positive reverse Smith, but if he had the king, he would have played it. So he's probably out of hearts, actually. That's probably a singleton. That's count. He's an even number of spades. I'm guessing he's got 3. So if West has 4 hearts and 4 spades, and okay, so I'm gonna go Queen of Diamonds, and hopefully I hit Alad with. Oh no, now the 9 of Diamonds there is not encouraging, or rather, it's ominous because I think that it's telling me that I want a diamond through Kevin. If Alad's 9 of diamonds were from 9 small, then I need him to play diamonds because then the 8 is in Kevin's hand. Unless Alad started with 9-8, in which case I can play my 10 and then my 7. But I don't know where the 8 of diamonds is. I also don't know if that 9 of diamonds was his last diamond or if there's another diamond hiding there somewhere. So if Kevin ends up playing a heart to his hand, and I think he knows that I have the ace of hearts here. He doesn't know I have the jack. Um, Maybe I should have unblocked the spade. That might have been correct. So I didn't have that strong a hand. I had about 13. Alad's shown up with 1 point so far. Um, do I play clubs? I wonder if I play clubs hoping to hit partner with the ace and then get a diamond through. This 9 of club shift is an attitude shift, so I don't have a high club. That queen is probably from king queen. I don't think Kevin has the ace king at this point. Kevin showed up with one of the high hearts, so I think like 3 points there. And here I'm holding onto this club because that's an entry to partner's hand. If he throws off the 8 of diamonds, I know what's going on. But if he holds on to that low diamond, I also know what's going on. So he had the 10 of hearts there. So here I'm playing my 7 because I know that it's a winner. Ah, he did have the 8. Shoot. And he threw off his heart, so now he's forced to play, what, a club back? That's bad for me. Shoot. I feel like I misdefended this somewhere, but I don't know exactly where. Clearly, Kevin made it. He's got 17 opposite 5, so it's not unlikely that he'd make it, but I think we had a chance at the end to beat him, and we missed it. Yeah, that's too bad. I'm going to have to think about this one later because I want to make sure that we did everything correctly there. So I have 10 to 15, 2 plus diamonds. This is too strong for a mini no trump of 10 to 12, so I'm bidding one diamond and then going to rebid one no trump if he bids a major, if Alad bids a major. So on the spade, I throw off a low heart, and then Alad throw off the, or yeah, okay, one heart, one no trump. So one no trump here says I don't have four hearts, and I have a balanced 13 to 15 hand. Over one no trump, Alad has a very clear picture of where to place the contract, but he can ask more questions if he needs to. Here, he's passing, and I'm going to play one no trump. Ugh, I needed to. Uh, Shoot. He had that eight of diamonds. If I just win my 10, then I can win my 7, cross the partner's king of clubs after winning my ace of hearts. All right, that was bad. The good news is that wasn't a bottom. Had we beat one no trump, it would have been a very good board, though. So I'm in one no trump. It went precision diamond, one heart, one no trump, but we're getting a club lead, not a spade. So I think Kevin has four spades and Mike has four clubs. Neither of them have an overcall, so that is also a likely indication that there is no lurking five-card suit. Where are my tricks coming from? If Mike underlet his king queen of clubs, which is possible, then that could be worth a trick to go up jack here, but then it's always coming. I see no reason not to play low here. If Kevin has honor small and clubs, do I hold up around? I think there's no reason to hold up if Mike is leading from a four-card suit. It's just not that many tricks. Here, my sources of tricks are hearts, and then I might get a second club trick. What I'm going to do is advance the eight of clubs here. I think probably Mike has king third at this point, so he'll hopefully fly king and drop something like the 10, but no. There's the 10, the jack, and then the 9 is not going to come because Mike has it. And that's the 3 of hearts. Okay, so they play Laventhal. Kevin's got something in diamonds, clearly. What I want to do is force them to make pitches. Yeah, so this conversation, I haven't been looking at it, but it's hilarious. Again, Laventhal showing a dislike of diamonds, but that's fine. So here, I think I know where the ace of diamonds is. The question is, can I avoid losing extra spades? So I'm going to try advancing a spade here. So Kevin still has 3 spades. That's the ace of diamonds. Okay. Okay. Well, 7 tricks plus 90. That's a plus score. That was the last hand. Looks to be a good board just because somebody was in 7 to trump double down 7. Um, why? What? Why would Imtiaz bid First of all, two no trump over two spades. Why would West bid two spades? Why would I can see why North would raise it to three no trump. I am very confused by what happened at that table. It's fascinating because I mean they're all club players. Is there a difference between leading and advancing? So in not really. Uh, in the bidding, there is a role of a bidder called advancer. So you might have the opener who opens the bidding, responder who responds to the opening bid. You have the overcaller who bids over the opener. The advancer is the partner of the overcaller. So that is sort of a definition of an advancer, and they are advancing when they make a bid. So with this 200 there, which is a bad board, and then this 90 here, which is another mediocre board at best. And then this last one is a good board, but it's not a great board. Well, actually tied for top now, but still not a great board. We're not getting to 60%, so we're not going to win this game. It wasn't our best game, as it turns out. We got a little bit unlucky, but it is what it is, right? If that's six spades that, or was it six spades? Yeah, or six spades. If that had come in earlier, and it's a beautiful contract, and Al had played it just fine, then we would have been sitting probably low 60s. But because it swung an absolute top to an absolute bottom, or tied for bottom, it ended up costing us the match. So obviously, there are some boards you get lucky and some you don't. I think the balance of luck was against us today, unfortunately. So let's watch this last board as we wait for the results to come in. The contract here is two hearts by South in the Moisian. It's a 4-2 split, which shouldn't hurt given that there's four quick tricks in hearts. The problem is that once you pull trump and lead towards the king of diamonds, you're destined to lose a bunch of diamond tricks. There are ways to avoid the loss of diamond tricks, but once you pull all the trump, then you also have to lose the jack of spades. So I don't think, and just looking double dummy at this point, I don't think you're making it at this point. So I'm very glad that we stopped and won a trump and didn't bid to two hearts. There's a good chance they will lead a diamond from dummy at this point rather than a club, even though the club is better double dummy. And they did choose a club to their credit, which drops the queen but doesn't actually end up costing a trick so long as they continue to defend correctly. Here, because the last trump isn't drawn, the 10 of hearts can win a trick, and that is key. Ah, exciting, weird systems against no trump. But yeah, this is going down three, unfortunately, for North-South. Fortunately for us, still a top on the last board is not enough. We needed a couple tops that round to be competitive for first place. Unless the scores are very compressed in our direction, we're probably coming in third place, something like that. Because there's a range of players at our club, and it's often you need a good score to win the game. So I don't think we're winning today. I think we'll probably end up below 60% with maybe third place in our direction. Not great, but I'll live with it. I thought we played okay, if not perfect. So here we were, what's up? 7 out of 20. It's bad. That's the top 10 pairs. In our direction, we ended up actually coming in fourth place. It was compressed. We could have won, and I think honestly, because each board is worth about 4% if you do the math, right? Because it's 24 boards. Each board is worth, or yeah, about 4%. We had a bottom on one board, or tied for bottom, that would have been a top if that slam was making, which it would have in any reasonable lie of the cards. And so as a result, we ended up getting a bottom board there instead of a top. And that would have swung it by about 3.5 percentage points, and we would have probably won the game. So it all came down to that stupid freaking slam. And you know what? That's bridge. There's always another game. And speaking of that, even though we didn't win tonight, I learned a lot and I had a lot of fun. I hope you did too. And I'll see you on Tuesday. I stream Tuesday and Thursday nights, 6:30 Eastern Standard Time. Uh, it's always a lot of fun. I usually have a beer, sometimes two. And if you watch, maybe you'll learn a little something about bridge and you have fun. So hope you enjoyed the stream. I'll see you guys. See you guys on Tuesday. Bye.